Hey guys, it's jcsreborn Journey here, and I'm here with my buddy Javian. So in this video, I thought it would be a good idea to talk about my transition, um, transition, transgender, and gender dysphoria. Um, so the first thing I can say is that some people were trying to say that if you can't handle transitioning or testosterone, then you shouldn't have done it, blah, blah, blah. Well, just so you guys know, that is the only thing keeping me alive right now. So, transitioning is not a choice, it's actually something I have to do. It's never really been a choice. So, the first thing that I can say is and in my other video, my Q&A video, I mentioned that I was 5. So that is 31 years that I've wanted to be a boy now. Or that I have been stuck in the wrong body. It's not like I wanted to be a boy. It's I am a boy stuck in the wrong sex. That really sucks. So, I've been bullied my whole life from the time I was 5 to now, so it is not something that phases me at this point. And we're talking like school, both homes, stuff like that. So the first thing that I can say really quickly, if I can say it, is my parents got divorced when I was 5, and they had 50-50 custody, which sucked for me. Not as much for my brother, because it seemed that he ended up not being part of that whole dynamic. So I have an older brother and me from one father, and then my younger brother and my younger sister from my stepfather, but he's like my dad. So because they had 50-50 custody, it went 3 days with mom, 4 days with dad, 4 days with mom, 3 days with dad. It sucked. Okay, and this went on for many, many years, which sucked even more. So, already that's a problem. Now add in your transgender, and mom's allowing you to dress finally like a boy. And when I was at my dad's house, I was forced to dress like a girl. So I'm bullied at home, both homes. I'm bullied at school. It sucked. So, yeah. Um, so, coming back to here now. So, I've always had to deal with different issues. I've noticed any time I go into just different situations that I'm not going to talk about here, but because I'm transgender and I was different, I was treated differently. So from workplaces to courthouses to you name it. Only recently that I found out that insurance covers certain things now, and it made it a little easier. Like, it's actually possible to have this happen. Dennis did know I was transgender right from the start. He didn't care. He just loved me for me. And my transgender was part of our relationship. So I'm not going to go too much in depth in that, but he knew, he accepted, and he was fine with it. So now let's go to now. Yes, the bipolar makes it an issue to, but you also have to remember I just lost my best friend. That was supposed to be part of this transition. The goal was to have a kid, and then after I gave birth, and I think 6 months after the kid was alive, the plan was to then transition. So Dennis was going to be a part of all that, and now all of that is just gone. So that's hard to swallow in itself. So of course I always lose like my train of thought, what I want to tell you and stuff like that. So let's talk about um, like some changes. Like we'll say so the first thing I'll talk about is what is like I hate everything about me. What is one thing about my body that I do like? And that is my eyes. My eyeballs, the color of my eyes. I like my eyes. My eyes can also give it away that I am a girl because of the color of the blue in my eyes. Whatever. But I think once I start looking more like a guy, then it won't look so much like a girl. Like, whatever. But, I think one thing I have as an advantage is I am medium built. Even though I'm short, I'm only 5 feet. Even though I'm short, I have broad shoulders. That's why they thought I was a boy when I was born. And then they said, oh, I'm a girl. And that just screwed everything up from there. Like, I heard that and yeah, right? So, we're going to talk a little bit about transition now. So, I started testosterone September 15th. I don't really think they were giving me, like they said on October 2nd that I wasn't even taking a therapeutic dose, so who knows what it was doing. But, who knows. So anyways, we're just going to stick with that September 15th because that is technically when I started, but we don't know if I was actually getting it, whatever. So I haven't quite decided if I'm going to start at that September or if I'm going to start at October 2nd. I think October 2nd sounds better, but who knows? We're not even going to go there. You know, some people are noticing that the voice is changing. I am noticing that there are certain things that are changing in the voice box. I am singing lower. I can't sing as high. So I know that the voice, and I started getting a sore throat, which I've heard can happen before your voice starts to drop. So I was getting a sore throat, but I also have nodulars on my voice box, so who knows. I'm noticing some things around the neck area and the jawline's different. I don't like this right here. So dysphoria distorts. I feel like dysphoria distorts things. It makes things look worse than they really are, but to me they look terrible. Like, oh my god, that's so bad. I can't go out of the house. Like, that's how bad it is. I don't like this whole part here, the face, but like it looks fat. But whatever. And I was trying to get that off, and I thought I got it off, and then I have it back, and I'm just like, same thing with this right here. But when I go to see the doctor on Monday, I'm going to ask him about, like, to feel around here, see if the throat is a little swollen or whatever. Because if it's swollen, then I can understand why this is like this. And I want him to tell me, like, is this just fat? Or is there something, like, making this like this? But, so some things that happen, like, what have I noticed about changing? Like I said, mostly I've seen the neck and like the shoulders, and I see some muscle like here and stuff. And I've noticed my stomach cutting in a different way. So hopefully in a couple months I'll start seeing more changes. I've also noticed like my veins, like I've always had a hard time, like it usually takes 6 times to get blood out of me, and my veins are popping out a lot more now, which I like. So that's one thing I like about the testosterone. What's one thing that I don't like that the testosterone's doing? It's distracting me crazily. So testosterone obviously amplifies your sex drive, and JC never had a sex drive before because we don't we're too dysphoric to even think about that. So, definitely the sex drive has been the hardest thing for me to have to deal with. Most people wouldn't have that problem, but I can tell you I am talking about it in therapy, so we're getting it out and dealing with it and stuff like that. But it still doesn't change the fact that it's very uncomfortable for me to deal with that. So I would have to say that is the most, I mean, it's distracting. Like, all you think, is that all guys think about is sex and food, and sex and a little bit more sex and food, and then more sex. So, very distracting. I'm like, no wonder why guys, I'm transgender, I'm dressed like a boy, and no wonder why guys are still looking at me like that. Yeah. I'm like, wow. And I'm noticing, so, like, what changes have I noticed about myself? I've noticed that my ADD, I have ADHD, and I've noticed the ADHD's gotten worse. I know guys have, like, their own little ADD stuff, and then if they have ADD, it makes it even 10 times worse. So I'm definitely noticing it's hard to concentrate more, it's hard to focus, and I'm noticing I'm leaving more messes. But there's just certain things, like, it's hard to know if it's that or the depression or the grief and blah, blah, blah. So, am I not caring as much because I don't care about life? Am I not doing it because of the testosterone? But I'm leaving messes in my car, and I've never done that before. Leaving messes in the house, I've never done that before. What else have I noticed? I think that's just about it. I mean, I know that I just need more time. I don't really like my hair. Don't worry, guys, I'm not cutting it. I am dealing with the hair for now. I don't know what I want to do, but I think I'll feel more comfortable once I look more like a guy, and then I can do whatever I want. Like, I want to grow it out a little bit. I definitely want the sides and the back short, but I don't know what I want to do, so I think just growing it out for now and then figuring it out later. So, like, the winter's coming, so if I don't like it, I can just put a hat on. If I want to just comb it back and put a hat on, just put a hat on. You know, right now I'm trying not to put a hat on and growing it out and seeing what happens. But if I feel like I need a hat, then just put a hat on. Plus, in the winter, it's cold. Just put a hat on. You'll feel better. Yeah, so I'm just trying to think, like, what else. I mean, this part really here is bothering me, but I could tell you, like, after top surgery, I think I'm going to start feeling, like, not as dysphoric. My stomach definitely makes me feel dysphoric, and that, I mean, we're going swimming tomorrow. Yay, we finally get to go swimming again. So hopefully we can lose some more weight. We're really trying to lose weight and really, like, lose a lot of weight. So before top surgery, I think that would make me feel better. And yeah. So a little concerned about PT and insurance and stuff like that. But other than that, yeah. So that's really all I can tell you right now. If you guys have any questions you want to ask me regarding to this, feel free. Don't forget to like down below. If I figure out any other things to tell you regarding this stuff, but like I said, feel free to ask me any questions down below regarding the transition, regarding transgender, what it's like, blah, 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 all that stuff. But don't forget to like, feel free to leave any comments. Don't forget to subscribe. Me and JVN will see you back here the next time. Okay, guys? Have a good night.